Right, hi Amanda. Right, I'm just giving feedback on this. And again, this was very good work. Let's just talk about very quickly the. Let's just go here and change this. Question 163. So the first question is asking about the purposes of working papers. And again, you've highlighted this question of planning, supervising, monitoring the work, and just making sure we have documentation to support the auditor's opinion, probably the biggest one there. So 3 out of 3. I'll look, I think what I can do is I can look at the actual answers now. Um, you can see the 3 marks there achieved. Let's just go to see what their own actual written answers are. And there you are there. And that's really good. Well done. So that's that. Then we have, in terms of documentation, again, this is a repeat question, isn't it? It's come up a few times. And so is this, what documentation are we looking for? Really, again, this internal stroke external way of looking for information. So a lot of this is internal, isn't it? The previous year financial statements, repeating ourselves really, the previous year audit file, management accounts and forecasts, meetings, board meetings, board minutes. So you have enough there. It's half, four examples, half for the stating, which is what you've done, stating what it is and explaining, expanding on that definition, if you like. So good, 8 marks there as well. And then you review this working paper, which is riddled with errors, and let's go through it. And everything you've picked up is pretty much, it's quite there, isn't it? The failure of the preparer to put their initials and the date, the fact that the person who reviews it doesn't question that. I think yes, exactly, you have that there. The lack of the page number, there is no actual year for that. The fact that they're telling us we want to make sure that the trade payables is correct is not quite an assertion. So you highlight that as well. There are no details on how the samples were chosen. Yes, exactly, that's not very clear. Test details says the results of the test can be found on another working paper. No reference to that document. That's correct. It says the results claim that purchase orders were normally correctly recorded, but doesn't match. So we see that it also tells us there were five errors there. So again, it doesn't really tell us what they plan to do, given that they find these, if you like, that this is incorrect, and that's 1/3 and definitely material. So it's something to think about. And then they tell us this thing here that the internal controls do not allow for changing specifications, so they haven't tested it. So some really good work in that question as well. So good work, well done. I'm going to send all these over to you now.